Hi, I'm Jeanne Fiorini. Thanks for joining us for this week's Tarot Tip. This is Tarot Tip number 3 in the series, and this pointer is a very simple, straightforward piece of advice. Tarot Tip number 3 is to not ask questions of the tarot to which you do not really want an answer. Don't open up a can of worms that you are really not ready emotionally or intellectually or in any other way ready to deal with. These include questions such as questioning your partner's fidelity. Don't ask the question, what do I need to know about my partner's fidelity, if you're not ready to face the fact or the idea or the notion that that person might not be faithful to you. Don't ask a question if intuition is telling you that you might have a serious health problem. Don't ask what do I need to know about my health kind of a question if you really are not prepared to follow through on some information that might point you toward some sort of serious situation going on. It isn't that the tarot is going to give you an absolute, incontrovertible, quote, answer to your question. Tarot, at best, is an educated guess. It's an informed opinion. It takes into consideration intuitive information, symbolic images from the cards, the notion that information is out there in the field. I always think of however I respond to somebody in a tarot reading in terms of percentages. It's most likely, it's very likely, it's not very likely. I'd give something a 20%, that sort of thing. So even if you were to ask a question that has a serious emotional tone to it, like an obvious one is my partner cheating? That is not a question that you ask lightly. I'm not saying it can't be asked. There are very many things that can and should be dealt with in the tarot. And that question is certainly a valid one if you are ready to deal with the answer that you might get or the reply that you might get from the tarot. Again, not saying that that reply is absolute truth, but it does set the tone in your mind for some things that you have to consider. And so some issues are better left untouched, unpoked, and unprodded until we are ready to deal with the consequences of the conversation around that issue. So the tarot tip number 3 is don't ask a question of the tarot to which you really do not want an answer. Don't ask a question of the tarot when you perhaps already know that you might get an answer that you really don't want to hear. Keep that in mind when you're phrasing your questions to your cards. Thanks for visiting. Please feel free to visit the TarotWorks website, TarotWorks.com, and also to check out my new Tarot Spreads and Layouts book, which has been published by Schiffer and is available at your local bookstore or on Amazon.com. Thanks for checking out this week's Tarot Tip, and we'll see you next time.